Top 5 Unusual Ancient Weapons. Number 5. Mere Club. Used by the Maori tribes of New Zealand, this simple-looking, yet solid, club was built from nephrite jade. Strangely enough, the Maori used the 12-20-inch club for jabbing and thrusting instead of swinging downward blows in the way that most other clubs are used. To the Maori, the mere was a very spiritual weapon. They named their mere clubs and passed them down through generations. They even believed that the clubs contained a mana, spiritual force, of their own. The Maori revered their mere clubs greatly. They were a symbol of leadership, and if any mere that was considered important by a tribe was misplaced, great efforts were taken by the tribe to make sure the mere was located and returned to its respective owner. Number 4. Hook swords. Perhaps the most well-known on this list, the Chinese hook swords were wielded by the normally passive Shaolin monks of northern China. Beautifully and artistically designed, the blades were curved into a hook shape at the end, which allowed the user to connect the blades by the tip and wield them as a single, long-ranged weapon. The crescent-shaped guards were excellent at blocking blows as well as slashing enemies who got too close. The ends of the hilts were sharpened into daggers for stabbing at close range. These swords measured from 4 to 6 feet from the top of the hook to the end of the sharpened hilt. The blades saw most of their usage from civilians, as the Chinese military did not use them in any of their armies. Number 3. Kapena. The Kapena was a throwing knife that was used by experienced warriors of the Azand tribe. The Zand people were residents of Nubia, a region in Africa composed of northern Sudan and southern Egypt. The knife, also known by its nickname, the Hunga Munga, was up to 22 inches long and had 3 blades that extended from the center. The blade closest to the handle is in the shape of a man's genitals, and represented the masculine power of its owner. The alignment of the blades on the Kapena drastically increased the chances of impaling a target on contact. When the owner of the weapon was married, he presented the Kapena as a gift to the family of his wife. Number 2. Makuhunal. The makuhunal was basically a large, sword-shaped piece of wood, with razor-sharp pieces of obsidian embedded in the sides. Since the makuhunal lacked a sharp point, it couldn't be used as a stabbing weapon. However, the jagged rows of obsidian gave the weapon a vicious staring power that could cut deep lacerations in the enemy. The wood itself is heavy and strong enough to clobber opponents, thus enabling the Aztec to capture the foe alive to be used in their famous ritual sacrifices. There have been accounts of makuhunals being able to decapitate horses, which is impressive, for a horse's head is a good deal thicker than that of an adult human being. Number 1. Scissor. This rather odd-looking weapon was used in the arenas by the gladiators of the ancient Roman Empire. Interestingly enough, the gladiators who wielded the scissor in combat were also known as scissors. The metal casing at the bottom formed a long tube that covered the gladiator's arm, allowing the weapon to easily block and parry, as well as counterattack. Made from hardened steel, the scissor measured up to 1.5 feet long. It is surprisingly light, weighing in at an easy 5-7 pounds. This allowed the scissor to be wielded with a good amount of speed. The scissor's unique shape and design made it a crowd favorite,